Greetings, my people. Today, I want to talk about blueprints, using other people's blueprints, in trying to live your own life, trying to use successful people's blueprints as a manual to your own life. Now, the truth is, the blueprint of Tony Elumelu is different from the blueprint of Otedola. The blueprint of Adeleke is different from that of President Tinubu. The blueprint of Mike Adenuga, is different from your own blueprint. The blueprint of the headquarters of Zenith Bank in Lagos is different from that of Eco Bank. The blueprint of first headquarter in Abuja is different from that of Lagos. Now, here is the thing. The reason I'm talking about this blueprint is because a lot of you, so many of us, not a lot of you, so many of us are, doing something that is very, very wrong. The wrong is that for instance, Tony Elumelu wrote a book about how his success story came about, the things he did that worked for him. After reading that book, he decided to practice the thing he did that worked for him. And after practicing them, you did a whole lot of things, ran around, raise some funds, see how to start one or two in a very micro way, like he started. You did and you failed. You tried countless times and you failed. And instead of taking a moment to actually find out what your problem is, what will work with you, what will work for you, what is your pattern, instead of thinking towards the direction, you'll be like, I'm tired. These things are not working. Not like they are not working. You made the decision to use another person's blueprint. The house you built, the planning, the planning of the house is as if you are trying to use the planning of a duplex for a bungalow. In essence, my blueprint is different from your blueprint. The essence these people comes out and speak, tell us their story, how they started, how they made their first million here and there and all of that. For me, I personally feel like this is just a source of motivation. They are not telling you to change what you're doing. You already have what you're doing. You have a skill, you have a business, you're already in the line of where you're already making the little. These people coming out to tell you their story, they're not telling you to leave what you're doing to come do what they did. It is just a source of inspiration and a motivation that no matter how small you think you're doing right now, think outside the box, explode. When you explode the box, you'll be able to explore every other options. So don't try to use other people's blueprint to live your own life. You need to find a way to write your own blueprint, a manual to your own life. If you check the manual of iSense, it's different from that of LG. You check the manual to a laptop, a gaming laptop that is cost 4 million to 5 million naira. It's different from that of a laptop of 700,000 naira. Now, the essence is that if you are unable to find what works for you, if you're unable to find it, probably it's because you are not checking the right place. Take a moment, check yourself. What can you do differently from what every other people are doing? By so doing, you're already writing, a blueprint that comes with the type of solution you want to solve. The world is not a real place. It's like a fiction. That is why everyone do not have equal opportunities. But then you will be so doomed. You will be so doomed to just sit and hope that God is going to come from heaven, to help you or I. So in essence, look for what will work best for you and stop trying to use other people's blueprints, other people's manual to live your own life. It will work for me did not mean it's going to work for you. Look for another pattern. Look for another thing. What is your destiny? What correlates with what you can achieve, with what you can do? These are the kind of questions you need to ask yourself. Otherwise, if you are trying to do what Emeka is doing, you might fail. Because Emeka's destiny is different from your destiny. There is how we are already programmed to function in this life, whether you like it or not. There is how God has already programmed, there is how God has already programmed our life on how we'll be able to live, the things we'll be able to do that will differentiate us from every other people. Your name is different from my name. And I'm wondering why you feel the same method. Fine, it might work. But in a scenario where it does not work, this is where you now need to sit and think so deep, because there is more to it. There is more. If you don't, you keep failing without results. And at the end of the day, you end up being among the set of people who will be successful. Success is not having extremely, is not being extremely wealthy. My success of definition is to be contented. Be able to do what you want at your own convenience of time. Know what your purchasing power is. Live within your purchasing power. That is success for me. My success is not, I love my dream. I wish to drive big things, own a private jet, do a lot of big things. But then I'm trying to live within my space. Should the opportunity come tomorrow, I'll do it. But my space is to be contented. Be happy with what I have. Be happy that I can afford my house rent. Be happy that I can do the things I want, without begging anybody. That is success.